Radical.
This clip I'm gonna share with you is from Damian Williams. He is a U.S. attorney from the Southern District of New York. This is only a minute long, but there is a lot he goes into about Puffy.
I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York.
Face justice indeed. Damn. That is a maniacal, freakish monster. You think about all that. You think about how long that's going on. I think about the fact that Puff Daddy, Sean P. Diddy Combs Puffy, has been one of the biggest rappers for the last 3 decades. And he's rubbed elbows with so many people in Hollywood, so many higher-ups, and you just kind of wonder, like, how many people just really knew? I saw one clip of him in the late 90s on Conan O'Brien, and he's explaining to Conan O'Brien, about his parties, his, special parties. And then Conan O'Brien talks about, like, what's the key to some of your parties? He didn't call them freak-offs at that moment. But we should have got an idea about how much of a monster this guy was when he talks about keeping it unair conditioned, keeping it really hot at the parties. And Conan asks why. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Well, he says, when it's hot, the alcohol gets into their bloodstream faster. Whoa! Yes, that's the kind of level of monster that this guy is. So the freak-offs, there's many aspects of the indictment. I mean, there's even a little bit of arson in there. What the hell did he set fire to? There's some stuff about AR-15s, scratching the serial numbers off. There's a lot there. But I think what everyone's really interested in is the freak-offs, the details of the freak-offs. So apparently, he would actually, for his own amusement, he would bring in male prostitutes, sometimes across state lines, like Damian says, to actually engage in relations with females. One of those females actually was his ex-girlfriend, Cassie. Imagine being in that relationship. That's pretty fucked up. And what it was is, Puffy's very... It's not like you could just leave Puffy because he would threaten her a whole lot. And you heard Damian talk about coercion, threats. Basically, he used every bit of his power and his fame to create a situation to where the freak-offs could happen. Now, during the freak-offs, I'm reading somewhere that actually he had IV fluids for people that would get dehydrated. Like, how many days did these freak-offs last? Yikes. And he would actually sit in the chair. There's one person that came out 6 years ago. If we only would have listened to the guy 6 years ago, somebody came out, a male prostitute, and he claimed that, he was hired by Puffy. And Puffy would just sit there and he would diddle. Diddy would diddle with himself as he watched this stuff going down. Also, the prostitute claimed that Rick Ross and Khalid, DJ Khaled, are also gay. Also Meat Mill, a lot of rappers and everything. There's also some stuff with Kevin Hart. I think he was a person prominently at some of these freak-offs. So an interesting aspect of it is like I said, he's so ingrained in Hollywood. How many people went to the freak-offs? I'm reading even more here. Maybe Jay-Z might be implied as some of these freak-offs. I mean, what did he watch Jay-Z and Beyonce and rub himself in baby oil? I know you want to hear about the baby oil. You all want to hear about the baby oil, right? That's the biggest part of this story, is the fact that this guy, this sick motherfucker, one of his mansions was raided, maybe both of them, I don't know, and cumulatively, maybe cumulatively is the correct terminology, what was found was 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Not 100 bottles, which is reasonable. I myself have at least 100 bottles of baby oil, because you never know when you're going to need baby oil. I mean, I don't have any kids, but you never know. You just want to feel sexy. So that's why you need baby oil. Maybe you want to have a baby oil bath time. But 1,000, that's enough to fill a fucking swimming pool of baby oil. Take one down, pass it around, 999 bottles of baby oil on the wall. Shit. How slippery and slimy does he want these people doing these sex acts? I mean, if you're covered in baby oil, you can't really get any grip. Not to get graphic, but you can't. Why do you need that much baby oil? I mean, could you imagine working at a Target and then Puff Daddy comes in with his entourage, and he comes in there with his crew, and they take half the buggies and they're going right to the aisle with the baby oil. He's going to management. Hey, yo, this is all the baby oil you got. You got any more baby oil back there? And then they get like 400 bottles, and there's like, hey, we got to go to the Walmart across the street. Damn. I don't think we're going to be seeing Puffy, because actually he is right now, he's held without bond. There was a $50 million amount that Puffy, his legal team, put up, and then that was denied. So Puffy, hopefully, will never see the light of day again. But the hubris of this motherfucker, man, he didn't leave the country. Like, they found him in, but he was in actually Central Park. I watched another YouTube video talk about this, but he was just chilling out in Central Park, you know. The fact that he didn't immediately try to just leave and go to somewhere where, you know, he can't be touched or some, like, if you know that they raided your mansions and you know what they're going to find, I think what it is with some of these celebrities is they genuinely feel like they have so much money, they can just pay their way out of anything. Anything. This is a guy back in the late 90s. I think some people were shot when he went out there with J-Lo. And there was a rapper at the time, young rapper named Shine, who actually took the fall for him. And he didn't get any time. But that's sadly how it happens sometimes. If you have so much money, you can evade justice. You can evade the law, actually coming down and crashing down upon you. But no, he's going away, I believe. I don't think he's getting out of this one. All right? He's on a certain kind of watch also. I can't say the word, because YouTube. But there's a certain kind of watch. 2016, there was a movie with the Joker and then Harlequin, right? A Squad movie. You know the movie I'm talking about. He's on an S watch. But he's not going to evade this. Even if he covers himself in baby oil, 1,000 bottles worth, he's not going to slip and slide out of the charges against him. So, yeah, this monster hopefully will be going away for a very long time.